why most people who ever go door to door are gonna fail. Okay, and these are the top 10 reasons why people are not succeeding at the doors. You know, learn what they are, figure out what your problem or lack of strength is, and let's work on those things. Okay, one of the first things always is going to be the lack of knowledge, right? You're not knowing enough product knowledge that you're able to convey any of the features or the benefits to the customers or anyone you're talking to. Okay, number two, the ability to communicate effectively the value or address concerns, right? So, unfortunately, you have to be able to let people know, how this is going to help them, what this product is going to do for them, what's the value to the customer themselves, or at least be able to say, address the concerns that the person actually has. Number three, the inability to qualify leads effectively, recognizing, does this person have enough money? Does this person have? Is this the right type of person? Do they have enough people who live there? Do they use enough power? Do they have enough space? Does do they have enough land? Maybe it's landscaping. Whatever it is, qualifying effectively. Figure out who is your customer and who's not your customer. More importantly, right? Number four, okay, learning to deal with rejection. Again, rejection handling. Okay, most of the time, unfortunately, what starts to happen is the person going door to door is that, when people are telling you no, you start to personalize it, right? It's not you they're saying no to; they're saying no to the product. Okay, and some will, some won't. So what? Who's next, right? You have to have that mentality. Okay, number five is going to be overselling. Okay, what I mean by overselling, unfortunately, we deal with a customer base today that obviously has been is very educated and sort of been there, done that type of mentality, even if it's not true. So when things sound too good to be true, they're more likely just going to reject it. So, some of the best opportunities is to under promise and over deliver than trying to say, even if your product is that great, not overselling it because the customers will more likely just reject you on the precept that you're more likely just lying. Okay. Number six, the inability to build enough rapport. Unfortunately, once you get to the door, what you start to do is you're just trying to get right to the product, right? Like, I'm excited. You're actually talking to me. Let me tell you what I got. Let me tell you what I got. But in reality, we need to first create rapport to actually build trust. Let's bring down those shields so people actually hear you, and then you can actually be effective. Okay. Number seven, time management. Right. Being inefficient in the field. When you don't qualify, when you don't do some of the things I talked about earlier, you end up maybe spending too much time with the wrong customers, and it does not give you enough time to get to the customers that are out there because the law of averages is real. Number nine, the lack of push through. What do I mean by that? So, when people, of course, people are going to reject you. People are going to say, not interested, or no, don't want it, not sell anything, don't want it, whatever you have, just stop right there. You have to recognize that the reason they do that is because it has worked before, right? And if you believe in what you're doing, if you believe in your product, if you believe in your service, you have to say that, guess what? If they only heard what I had, if they knew the information that I had, I could help them. When you have that mentality, you have the ability to push through. So those first couple of initial rejections, initial things like that, you have to be able to say, let that thing brush off your shoulders, okay? So that you can push through and actually get to the real meat of the situation, and you can actually be able to talk to people. And then last but not least, I always say the number one reason why people are not going to do well in door to door because they're not trained, right? People think that you can just give somebody a script and send them to the door and say, sink or swim. Though that may have worked, or there's a law of averages to that as well, in reality, if you actually break down and taught people the fundamentals of going door to door, there's an art to this, and if you understood it, you would actually be able to convert more people to be successful in door to door. Obviously, it's crazy as it sounds. You know, people are scared of it, but let me tell you, you know, going door to door is one of the most powerful training tools that I could ever imagine that can be given to someone. You know, you can learn all the skills to ever run a business by going in the field. And the field keeps you sharp, the field makes you ready, and the field keeps you honest in whatever you're doing. Regardless of how good you think you are, maybe how bad you think you are, the field keeps you honest. So respect the field and respect the game.